Recently, PricewaterhouseCoopers came out with a study that showed that 83% of executives agree on their number one concern heading into 2013. That number one concern, how do I attract the best candidates to come work for me? And then ultimately, how do I retain the top talent that I have that's already here? The second number that came out of that study showed that only 7% of organizations currently had a laid out talent management strategy. Now with that said, clearly I think we would all agree that managing the people within our organizations is a number one priority, but it's never more important than it is if you happen to be a company who's growing. About a year ago, I got an opportunity to sit down with Brian, the owner of Stat Imaging. And as we were talking, he had informed me of his plans for the next 2 years. And those plans were literally to double in size. They wanted to double the organization on all fronts. When we talked about this, he quickly shifted gears to, gosh, I got all these challenges I'm going to face. This is going to be a really exciting time, but wow, do I have some things to work on. The number one thing that he brought up, no coincidence to the opening of this clip, was that he was very concerned about finding the right talent to bring on board. Why are they going to come work for me? Why not go work with a competitor? They're a little bit larger, they've got maybe more infrastructure, etc. The next thing he brought up was leadership development. He's like, if we're going to move this quick, I'm going to double in size from 100 to 200 employees. I'm literally going to need to find maybe another 10 to 12 managers out of my group to support the up-and-coming individuals that I'm going to have to find to bring on board. And are they ready? At the moment, I'm most definitely concerned. The third thing he brought up was really a streamlining of processes. He currently had multiple different systems, whether it's payroll, HR, time collection, applicant management, benefit systems, etc. He's like, we can't manage like this going forward, or I'm literally going to need to hire an army of people just to do the back office duties. The more we thought about this, it really came back to this. You only have one chance to make a first impression, and over the course of the next 2 years, he's going to have half of his revenue tied to a first impression. What's that impression going to leave? What kind of mark are they going to leave behind? Those are the clients that are ultimately not just going to fuel the next 2 years, but that's going to be the repeat business that's going to make this organization what it can be 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. So this time is never, there's never been a more important time for Brian over at Stat Imaging. By the time we got done with that conversation, it was clear that this whole thing was all about the people. And it was all about getting the most out of the people, getting them in the right spots, getting them developed, getting them ready to go, so that you create a culture of success. It was also clear to us at ADP that ADP Comprehensive Services was the right model for this organization. Our Comprehensive Services module really takes our existing technology that you would know us for, that your best of breed payroll, HR, and time technology in one environment, and overlaps and surrounds that by an HR business partner that's going to help you with that talent management strategy across the board and the developing of that. And maybe, more importantly, they're going to help you execute on the plan, execute on the strategy. For those leaders, maybe it's building out and crafting out individual development plans and what that looks like for different components of your business. And then it's that business partner that's leveraging the partners available at ADP. In this same case, maybe it's a curriculum that's assigned via that individual development plan so that we can get those leaders ready to go. We can get those individuals ready to spread the good word about Stat Imaging and what's going on within that organization. It's this type of culture creation that ultimately is going to thrive or lead to success for Stat Imaging. And I'm happy to report about a year in that they've hired on about half of the individuals. And the biggest compliment I think that I've heard from Brian is that his employees are actually referring other employees in because of the culture that we're creating, the development environment, the growth opportunity, and everything that comes with Brian's strategy as a combination in with ADP. What I'd love to do is sit down with you for about 30 minutes and discuss whether some of these options might be a fit for you. And worst case, you'll have a new idea, a new thought, a new way to consider going to market, and a new way to understand how your competitors might be moving in today's marketplace to best manage the number one spend that they have on their people. Look forward to connecting soon. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.